Okay, so for the next section, the first few bars are really similar to the beginning, so that won't take much talking over. The only difference is that we're starting on that second inversion D minor chord and move from there with our right hand down to the lower D. Then you know this, and there's where it changes. So instead of going to a C like the beginning, we're going to a B flat. And then that again. And then it changes again in this bar, so D. And then a G in your left hand, and we're going to play a G and a B flat in your right hand. And you're going to hold those because it's a minim. And then we're going to end on a D major chord. So all of that one more time. B flat. And G. So we've got some chords in our right hand now. We've got a D major second inversion. So we start on an A with a D and an F sharp above it. And then we've got a G, an A and an E. And then we've got D major again, but this time the first inversion. So we've got the F sharp at the bottom. And then we've got C, D and A. And then we've got a G major, which is going to turn to a G minor. So we're going to play B, D and G. So first inversion with finger 2 free to go to the B flat. And then D major second inversion again. And then G, D and E. Ending on D major second inversion again, but this time staccato. So all those chords one more time. D major, G, A and E. D major again. C, D and A, G major, G minor, G major, G, D and E, D major. And then we've got a fancy twiddly bit down there, but we'll cover that in a minute. Let's do the left hand quickly. This is really easy. So we've got octave Ds. We're on the 2 lowest Ds of the piano. These last for 2 whole bars, semiquavers, so we've got 8 beats worth. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this changes to a G and a D. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got A and D for 2 beats. 1, 2, and then B flat and D. 1, 2, ending on A. So let's put that together. We're going to start with our D major from before. D major second inversion. G, A and E. D major first inversion. So left hand changes to G, and we've got C, D and A in our right hand. Then G major, G minor, D major second inversion with an A at the bottom. Then G, D and E with a B flat at the bottom. And D major. So one more time. So. Right hand twiddly bit. So we're going to go down to an A, and then we've got grace notes on B and A leading us down to G sharp. Then our thumb goes to the A, up to the C sharp, thumb to the D, 4 up to G, to F sharp, and then we switch to 2 on the F sharp and we play another grace note up to B, and then we've got 2 A's on finger 4, switching to 3. And that leaves us with a D major first inversion chord. And then we've got the chord that we had earlier. This is the G minor sus6 with the E at the bottom. And then like before, we're going to hold the E and the G and slide down to an A and a C sharp. And this time we're going to also tie an A and end up on a D major chord. And then down to a second inversion D an octave lower, ending on D. So the left hand here is really, really, really easy. We've just got A's and D's at the end. So I'm going to count along with this just so you can see where they fit in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, So that's really, really, really easy to put together because that fancy twiddly bit is on its own. So let's try that. So let's do that whole ending together and then that's the whole piece done. D, and then D. Oh, I can't play octaves. See, my hands are tiny. No, it would help if I could play it. So we're just below middle C. Ah!